The next issue I want to move on to is the different types of tafsir, or the types of differences in tafsir. Now this is very important, because let's say we come to an ayah and we find that, let's say, two of the salaf, for example, one says one thing and another says another thing. Now these are differences. What does this mean? They're contradicting one another. And how do we deal with these differences? And the first thing that is important to know is that there are different types of differences in tafsir. And both of them are written, alhamdulillah. So you don't have to write. The first is ikhtilaf al-tanawwu', which means disagreement or variation. And the second is ikhtilaf al-tadad. Al-tadad meaning disagreement of contradiction. Ikhtilaf al-tanawwu' and ikhtilaf al-tadad. What do these two types mean? What it means, the first of variation, what that means, or variance, is basically they're saying the same thing. So we have two statements, they mean the same thing. They've just said it in different wordings. One's maybe said a definition, the other one maybe has said a example. Maybe one has mentioned one part of the meaning, the other has mentioned another part of the meaning. In reality, they're both saying the same thing. It's just said in a different way. So as it says here, they all say the same thing but with different wordings or examples. Example, the straight path. We're going to take this in Surah Fatiha, inshallah. Allah says, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. We make the dua, oh Allah, guide us to the straight path. What does it mean, the straight path? Some of the Salaf said, Al-Quran. The straight path means to follow the Quran. Some of the Salaf have said, the Sunnah, or Al-Rasul, to follow the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And some have said, Al-Islam. The straight path means to follow Islam. So let's say we have these three. One has said the Quran. The other has said the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the third has said Islam. Right? They've all said three different words. Are they saying different things? Yeah, they're saying the same thing. The one who follows the Quran is the one who follows the Sunnah, because Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul. Or you who believe, obey Allah and obey the Messenger. So you can't follow the Quran except by following the Sunnah. And the one who has said follow the Sunnah, then you can't follow the Sunnah without following the Quran, because the Sunnah explains the Quran. And the one who says Islam is built upon the Quran and Sunnah. So they are all saying the same thing, they've just used different words. So this is known as ikhtilaf al-tanawwu'. Ikhtilaf al-tanawwu', where they've said different words, but they are referring to the same thing. The second type of contradiction is known as ikhtilaf, of disagreement, is known as ikhtilaf al-tadad. Tadad meaning contradiction. Now this is where two things have been said or more, and you can't combine between them now. These are actual contradictions. Right? In the first you can combine it. So all of them mean the same thing. Or all of the meanings are included. But with this we say no. It's either A or it's either B. Okay, as you can see in the last line it says, this type is few. Meaning this is very little, it's not that common. Okay, most of the disagreements are the first type. Let's give an example. The example is the ayah, وَالْمُطَلَّقَاتُ يَتَرَبَّصْنَ بِأَنفُسِهِنَّ ثَلَاثَةَ قُرُوءٍ. Mutallaqat, those women who have been divorced, their waiting period, the iddah is ثَلَاثَةَ قُرُوءٍ. 3 quru. Quru is the plural of the word qar'. What does qar' mean? Now some of the companions have said, now this is different between the companions. Some of the companions have said qar' means tuhr. Tuhr meaning the time frame of purification. And some have said it means hayd. It means when they are on their menstrual cycle. So there's two different meanings, that two different opinions. One opinion is that woman has to wait 3 cycles of her menstrual cycle. So once 3 of those are complete, then she is free to marry again. And others have said no, the time of purification. So we don't count the timings of when she's on her cycle, but when she is pure, not on her cycle, we count 3 of those. Okay, it's not going to be a massive difference. It won't be a difference of a few weeks, but there's still a difference. So it's either A or it's either B. The meaning is either tuhr, when she's not on her cycle, or hayd, when she's on her menstrual cycle. We can't combine between the two. Okay, so these are the two types of differences in tafsir: ikhtilaf al-tanawwu' and ikhtilaf al-tadad. And in fiqh, even in fiqh, there's something similar. In fiqh, they don't like to use the word ikhtilaf al-tanawwu' that much. They use the word اختلاف لفظي, اختلاف لفظي, meaning اختلاف in wording. Okay, they like to use that terminology a bit more. It's basically the same thing. Some would say that there's differences between اختلاف تنوع and اختلاف لفظي, but generally they are the same thing. So these are two types of differences in tafsir.